And we are back. Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, Hardcore Nuzlocke, the run continues. We are in the Elite Four. We got one down. We got 3 Elite Four members to go, and then Champion Steven. So right here is going to be Phoebe and her 5 Ghost-type Pokemon. We've got the Roserade out front. Going to see if Momoi can completely clutch against Phoebe, and I think we're going to have a good time given that special attack and that speed. Nobody's really going to be able to rise to the occasion. Now, if some of these Pokemon hold on and are able to get off a really nice status move, that's probably going to be the biggest hurdle that we're going to have to leap over. But we have some really good Pokemon that we can swap it into. I am just really digging this team. It's just such a fun team. It's not a typical team you would see in the Elite Four, and this is the same run that I had a ton of bans with just to make things more interesting, especially the starters. I banned every single starter, and it always hurts when I ban Swampert since it's my favorite. With all of that pre-cap out of the way, let's take on Phoebe and see if we can beat her without losing anybody. So here we go. Dusknoir is her ace, definitely going to be an issue. Sableye's only weakness is Fairy, but if you saw right there, I did teach our Roserade Dazzling Gleam, which is a really nice Fairy type move. So we got some fantastic coverage on my team. Let's see if Phoebe can rise to the occasion. So Dusclops comes down to start this party off. And a beefy Pokemon, one of the tankiest Pokemon ever. Is way up there with Cofagrigus from the Gen 5 games. And I do have the moveset here, and it looks like the only thing its go-to is Shadow Punch to hurt us. So I think we're going to be fine, but I think we just lean straight into the Shadow Balls. I did give Momoi the Expert Belt, so these Shadow Balls are going to have 20% extra damage, but given how tanky Dusclops is, I was kind of surprised that one-shot, honestly. But if that can one-shot Dusclops, I do believe Phoebe is in trouble, since Roserade is probably going to outspeed every single Pokemon here, if I'm not mistaken. So Bayonet comes down and is just another sacrifice to the bouquet of flowers, and this is not looking good for Phoebe. And she just cuts to the chase, sends out her ace, and is hoping, praying that something gives here. And I do believe Momoi just continues to chuck these Shadow Balls at her opponents. And can Dusknoir hold on? And yes, she can. Gets a super effective Fire Punch off. How much damage are we talking? Just over half. And I think we can actually pivot to a Giga Drain, heal that back off of Phoebe's heal, and then just continue to rain down Shadow Balls. I think that is the go-to. I think that is the play. That was a really nice shot from the Dusknoir, but even if she crit, I don't think it would have killed Roserade, which is fantastic. And we get a free Giga Drain, get a bunch of HP back, and we are just going to lean back into the Shadow Balls. This is a really solid game plan, and it is working out really nicely. Dusknoir cannot tank too, especially from that range. And I do believe this might be GG for Phoebe. GG for Phoebe. Sableye comes down. The only weakness, because it's Gen 6, is Fairy. And I do apologize for that, Sableye, but some things just have to be done. A Fake Out does come down, got a little bit of chip damage, but we are still over 100 HP. Feeling good about that. Can the Sableye withstand a Dazzling Gleam with Expert Belt? Can he? And no, he cannot. We don't even need any criticals here. This is fantastic. This is beautiful stuff. Momoi seeing right through the fog here, right through the mist. Bayonet comes down, the final offering to our Roserade, and with one final Shadow Ball, can Momoi just fade away and close the door on Phoebe? And she absolutely can. Ridiculous stuff. That's 2 Elite Four members down. Let's go ahead and head over to Glacia and see what she is up to. All right, it is time for Glacia, the 3rd member of the Elite Four, with her 5 Ice-type Pokemon. Got another little strategy here. This one leaning heavily on Plusle, the tiny little Pikachu clone. I'm very excited for this. I absolutely love anything related to Pikachu, any Pikachu clone, and Pikachu himself. So we're going to go all in on Taiga. We got the little safety goggles to protect us from the hail. Our physical defense is actually quite low. Other than that, we're looking pretty clean across the board. So we just got to watch out for that. So the first Glalie that is out there is actually a little bit scary when it comes to critical hits, but for the majority of Glacia's team, it is special attack. So that is nice. But without further ado, let's dive right in and see if we can beat Glacia without losing anybody. We've got 2 Glalie, we've got 2 Frostlass, and we also have Big Walrein bringing up the rear. So we got to watch out for that ace, and we got to watch out for basically the double team in the hailstorm when Frostlass is out with that passive. We just got to watch out for those few things. But Glalie likes to set up, so we're actually going to look to punish that with our nasty plot, which is the special attack equivalent of a Swords Dance. So let's lean into that. Let's get Taiga in range here for a potential sweep if possible, because I'm pretty confident Glalie was going to go for the hail, but it actually goes for the light screen, and now our damage is cut in half. So now I'm assuming it's going to go for the hail, and we're just going to go ahead and get that nasty plot spiked up here. And there's the hail. So Glalie thinks that's going to do something, but it's actually not going to hurt our little Pikachu clone. However, that is going to give the evasion for the Frostlass, which is a problem. So we're +4. I think we go all in on the Thunderbolt. And because of the light screen, I don't think that kills unless we crit. So we're actually going to have to eat something really tough here, which is a crunch. So how much damage are we talking? Probably a good chunk. It's not stab, though. No defense drop. Okay, we're looking really good. The question is that outside of heal range? That is pretty low. However, if we go for a nasty plot and it just uses crunch again, I think we're fine. And that way, light screen goes off one more time, and the hail turn also goes down. So I think I'm going to risk it. I'm really hoping that is heal range, but I don't think it is. And it absolutely is. I am mistaken. Glacia plays into our hands with a full restore, and we get +6 special attack on little Plusle here. Fantastic. This tiny little hero is about to pop off. And honestly, I can probably set up a light screen, even though that won't save us from this Glalie, but it will buy us some time for their light screen to fade away, and it's going to buy us time for that hail chip to go away as well. So I do believe Taiga outspeeds every single team member, and if Taiga can just one-shot every team, we are fine. So this needs to not crit, and potentially no defense drop would be really nice on top of that. So neither, and we're looking good. Taiga is very vulnerable, but without light screen, I don't think any of Glacia's Pokemon can withstand Taiga's Stab Thunderbolt, and it's super effective on Walrein. So I do believe Taiga is now in a position to one-shot every single one of Glacia's Pokemon, unless it's hailing and we miss the Thunderbolt. So if it is hailing and it gives Frostlass that evasion, then we can't hit. But look at that. The hail stops the very turn that the Frostlass comes out. That is so calculated, and now I do believe Taiga just one-shots everything, and Glacia doesn't have anything to do. She can't answer that. She absolutely cannot answer that. She can't cheese us with evasion. She can't outspeed us unless, is there a priority move? Okay, the other Glalie does have Ice Shard, so potentially outspeeding us, but we can eat one Ice Shard if it crits, maybe. But look at this nasty plot paying dividends right now. Passing Go, getting a ton of cash on the Monopoly board here, and Frostlass goes down. That just leaves one Glalie and Walrein, the ace. Glacia pushed to the brink here, forced to throw out the Mammoth, the absolute walrus himself, and a stab super effective Thunderbolt with +6 special attack is good night Sally. The most specially defensive bulk, I can't even say that. The most bulky special defense Pokemon probably couldn't even handle that. And plus, we had a light screen of our own protecting us. So Taiga is a one-man army, an absolute monster. The fear that he just put in the eyes of his opponents is just unrivaled. Fantastic stuff. Glacia is no more, and now we are on our way to Drake. Let's do it. All right, it's time for Elite Four Drake here and his Dragon-type Pokemon. This is the final member of the Elite Four. Very excited about this, and Kingdra is always an issue. He has 2 Flygons, Kingdra, Salamence, and Altaria. So we are really utilizing everyone on the team right now, and it is time for Midorima, the Milotic or Milotic, to come out of hiding and just start popping off with some Ice Beams. If we can't one-shot with the Never Melt Ice, we have Light Screen on turns that they can heal, and then we can abuse that with a Recover, since Light Screen will be protecting us there. Just got to watch out for those physical attacks, as our physical defenses are a lot lower than our special for most of our Pokemon here. But this team is so much fun. I am absolutely enjoying this, And I think if we just play smart, we'll beat Drake without losing anybody, and then it'll just be Steven. So let's do it. Let's see if we can beat Elite Four Drake without losing anybody. So Milotic leading the charge here. All those bans, and we've ended up with this team of 6, and man, they are really pulling through whenever we need them to. So let's see if we can keep that energy. Midorima comes down. Altaria floating in the air, just a big old cotton dragon. And I do believe we don't waste any time and save the light screen just in case we need to use it for a turn that Drake's going to use a full restore. I think we just go on the offensive with the ice beams. This is not Stab, this is not Lapras, but my goodness, Milotic is so good, so beefy, and Altaria cannot withstand a 4x super effective ice beam with Never Melt Ice. Really good stuff here, this team. Let's go. Let's absolutely go. Flygon comes down. I forgot to mention that 4 out of 5 Pokemon on Drake's team are 4x weak to Ice Beam. That is absolutely crippling. And we actually outspeed the Flygon, which is so unfortunate for Drake. And that's going to be 2 down with a fadeaway critical. You'll love to see it. So Drake is absolutely sweating right now. Get another level up. The EXP share just really helping the whole team here. And the big bad Salamence comes down. Intimidate is going to fall on deaf ears as Milotic could care less. And we are actually faster than the Salamence. I think I did give Milotic here some Carbos to boost the speed stat. And with that tiny level advantage as well, it's faster than a very iconic pseudo legendary. Ridiculous stuff. Like, I don't even have any words. The commentary is not even coming because what do you say when Milotic, this beautiful sea monster, is just one-shotting everything it sees? And the biggest issue is going to be the Kingdra here, and he actually throws Kingdra last. And I mean, he has Dragon Pulse, which isn't going to do much because Milotic's special defense is super high, but this is just terrible for Drake. I thought we were going to have to swap in and out Pokemon, but as far as I can tell, Kingdra is just going to use Yawn, and that's going to be it. We still have Never Melt Ice, Ice Beam. It's not going to be super effective, so this won't kill. But my gosh, Milotic's not even going to care. This might take 2 or 3, and Kingdra's probably going to use Yawn. It doesn't. He goes straight for the Dragon Pulse, and that just does so much damage. I'm trembling in my boots. Milotic drops back. If this crits, Drake loses everything. We do not get the fadeaway. There is the Yawn, and I don't even need to set up a light screen. We have absolutely dominated, and I think we just go Momoi and get the free swap in while Drake heals, and then we have super effective Dazzling Gleam, and we will be in the clear, and we will have managed to get to a place where no Pokemon is overleveled for Steven, and I'm just going to have to take a quick breather so I don't overcompensate for Steven or get cocky or complacent, because this run has gone phenomenally so far in the Elite Four. So Momoi drops back with a super effective Dazzling Gleam, and I don't think this kills since it's not Stab, but my gosh, does Kingdra barely hold on. Super effective Ice Beam does come down. However, we prepared the Yachi Berry so that that's not going to do much damage at all. And now if Drake uses another heal, we're just going to get that back. Beautiful, just like we did against the, was it the Dusclops or the Dust Noir? Previously, we're going to use the Giga Drain in between turns here, and that literally almost one shots with a neutral Giga Drain. I do believe we had the Miracle Seed to buff that up, but let's fade away with this Roserade right here. Momoi drops back with both bouquets of flowers, hits the Dazzling Gleam, and the Kingdra falls. The throne is empty, and now Steven is the only thing left from stopping us on this journey here. This Hardcore Nuzlocke has brought us to this moment. Let's pause here, and it all comes down to this final battle against Champion Steven. As always, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you on the flip. Peace.